Hey guys, so in today's video, we're going to prove variance rule number 4. And in the previous 3 videos where we proved variance rules number 1, 2, and 3, we had started out by noting that variance of x, let's say any given random variable, is always going to equal the covariance of that variable with itself. But unlike those 3 rules, variance rule number 4 is a little bit different. So we're not going to start with this. Instead, we're going to start by using variance rule number 1. So if you're not already familiar with variance rule number 1, then you should watch those videos first. I'll leave a link in the description box below. Okay, cool. So we have the special case this time where y is equal to v plus b, where b is a constant. Okay, so in this case, the variance of y is going to equal the variance of the variance of v. Okay, and this is easy to understand intuitively as well. So before I actually show the proof, let me just show this intuitively. So let's say this is mu, that is the population mean of B. Okay, so this is what it looks like. Now, if we add a constant to a variable, we merely and simply shift its entire distribution by that constant. So this is what it's going to look like. So this will become V plus B. Okay, and this time, instead of having mu over here, we'll have it somewhere, let's say over here. But the distribution looks the same. Well, let me just redraw that because it doesn't look the same. Okay, cool. I'm going to try my best to draw it. Yeah, that's better. Okay, so this is mu v plus b, right? So that's all that happens. So we simply shift the entire distribution by that constant, okay? So that's all we're doing. That is why we can see intuitively that the variance of y is going to equal the variance of v, where we have this special case where y is equal to v plus b. But how do we prove that? Okay, so this time, like I said, unlike the first 3 variance rules, we're not going to start with noting the fact that the variance of a variable is equal to the covariance of that variable with itself. We're not starting with that. Instead, we're going to start by using variance rule number 1. So using that, we can rewrite this as being variance of, first of all, obviously, I'll simply plug in for y is equal to v plus b. So this becomes variance of v plus b. And this is equal to the variance of v plus the variance of b plus 2 times the covariance of v with b. This is simply using variance rule number 1. Okay, we should always explain why we're doing what we are doing. So we have used variance rule number 1 over here. Now all we're going to be left with is variance of v, that is this expression. Why? Because this is going to equal 0 because of variance rule number 3. Because remember, we have already shown that the variance of a constant is always equal to 0. And this is also going to equal 0 because of covariance rule number 3. So we should always explain, like I said, what we're doing. So these are the explanations for why both of these terms are going to equal 0. So all we're left with at the end is this term right here. So we've proven that the variance of y equals the variance of v.